a year-long struggle. We put together a vigorous defense. We had some brilliant legal minds, and we showed DeKalb County that we're not going away. We're going to fight, because when we fight, we win. And the whole subject around housing is amazing. There's a lot of people that's in my situation that we don't even know about. They just walked away. They just took their lumps and started anew. But I'm here today to shed light on what's going on. I want to make a difference. I want to show people that if you stand up and fight, you can win.
Because this was largely a battle around property rights, we had to solicit the help not only of Mr. Sean McCullers and Attorney Dion McGee, but we had to solicit the help of what I believe is one of the best, brightest foreclosure law legal minds in the state of Georgia, which is Mr. Joshua Davis. And he was able, based on our defense, he was able to present some amazing legal argument and was very clear about what the law is as it relates to foreclosures and landlord-tenant. So I'd ask that Mr. Joshua Davis come up and say some words about our legal perspective.
Absolutely. I just first want to say that another day for the defendants to be really the Avondale fighters here, to be free is a victory. Every day that you're free, every day that you can be out and do your own thing is a victory. But in this situation, really, landlord-tenant law was the primary defense, the primary issue. And sometimes when you have a civil issue and a criminal issue, and they need to combine, you have to have that expertise and that knowledge. And so many people, unfortunately, don't know their rights, don't know that their civil rights sometimes can affect their criminal rights and vice versa. So I always encourage everyone to know the law. If they find themselves in a situation where they're affected civil or criminal, contact an attorney. Because we were able to do this because Mr. Harris had strong legal counsel. Myself, Mr. Davis, Mr. McCullers, Mr. McGahee. And so we're really happy that we were able to get a victory for them and free them another day. So we really hope that we don't have to come again, but if we can come again, we know that we have the law on our side.
And then we want to bring Miriam Assad. She is our lone female arrestee and activist, but she had a very powerful voice during her testimony. And we just like for the world to hear her voice yet again.
It's been really overwhelming having the support that we've had throughout this trial. It's difficult to put into words why this was the right thing to do, but it was undoubtedly the right thing to do. And just, it's so privileging, and so it's such a privilege, and it's so humbling for me to stand here with this incredible group of people who are all fighting for the right cause and making sure that our rights are upheld.
All right, Miriam.
And many people have seen throughout the Occupy movement some leadership, some servant leadership from a man who really has, I really think, embodies the self-sacrifice that organizers need to have, and he's been very consistent in his work. And so when he calls, we try to be responsive towards him. Mr. Tim France.
Thank you. It's an honor to have this amazing legal team, and it's an honor to stand with Mark Harris. We're only here because he was willing to stand. The only thing that I'll say is that while this is a legal victory, and we're excited to be on this side of the jailhouse, there's a cruel irony here that we faced 1 to 2 years in jail for standing up with Mark Harris, while Fannie Mae took a $176 billion bailout from taxpayers as a result of their role in crashing the economy. And yet not one official from Fannie Mae, not one big banker, has seen the inside of a courtroom as a result of an indictment. That is a cruel irony, and I think that is a story that needs to be told. We need to now turn the spotlight of shame away from regular, everyday folks like Mark Harris and put it where it belongs, on the banksters and the lenders that destroyed our economy and stole wealth from millions of hardworking Americans like Mark Harris. So I'm proud to stand with Mark. That's why I'm here today, because Mark was willing to stand up and fight. And frankly, we need more proud Americans that are willing to draw a line in the sand and stand up against these greedy, abusive banks and lenders like Mark did. So I'm proud to be with you, Mark.
Thank you.
We want to bring up another attorney, Mr. Sean McCullers, who fights very hard and makes his presence felt and known in the courtroom, and is a zealot advocate. Sean McCullers, Attorney Sean McCullers.
First and foremost, on behalf of the Champion Law Group and myself, we are privileged to have been a part of the defense team here. In the United States, we're facing a serious crisis. And it's wonderful to see people stand up, citizens invoke their rights, and stand up against policies corporate policies that attempt to strip them of those rights. And to face going to jail and be willing to come to court and fight is an admirable step, and not enough Americans are standing up. So we thank you for the privilege to be part of this team, to represent someone who embodies the very idea of community, of American citizenship, the exercise of their fundamental rights of freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and freedom to protest against their government. Thank you for the opportunity.
Another one of our arrestees, Daniel Hanley, his mom and aunt came. They were present. They were concerned, and I said to them, as I say to Daniel, I hope my son will pick up and have the kind of conviction that he's shown. Just very proud to be able to represent him. He stands tall and very clear politically. So we appreciate that, Daniel.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful and relieved to be standing here free now and to be represented by such an amazing legal team, standing with fellow home defenders for housing justice. I'm very grateful to the broader community of support that we've had. Further, while these charges were totally bogus, we welcome this opportunity to educate the broader public on the sorts of fraudulent abuses inflicted on Americans by Fannie Mae and other housing market predators.
And the last thing we just want to make very clear is that we still believe, both as attorneys, as advocates, that the power remains with the people, that the people have the power, and that what we saw today was a jury who made up of everyday ordinary citizens who did not convict these activists for standing up for their rights. And so it again reinforces the power of the people and the importance that we play in ensuring that our rights are not trampled over or not violated. And it requires us to continue to fight, because as Mark said, when we fight, we win. And so again, this is a victory for the community, and it again is an expression of the power of the people. So as always, power to the people. Power to the people.
Everybody